So we're back. We have the common questions that we get right about now is what's going to change for me and my plan when we go from out of season, a little bit more heavy lifting, to in season. Now, the biggest reason we have that concern is because I don't want to be sore for my tournament. I understand that. The biggest thing that you can do to prevent soreness from before tournament play or a round with a couple bucks on the line, the easiest way you can do is one, be smart in your training, and two, don't have a large layoff. Everybody remembers when they first get started training, their first 3 weeks are usually pretty sore. After that, it should come down and down and down. Granted, there will be some points in time in your training when you're heavy and it'll be a little bit more sore, but then it should be a tail off and when you're in a maintenance phase. So in season, we're in a maintenance phase. When we're in a maintenance phase, I'm trying to make sure that we're building you up so that we're not getting hurt. There's a couple of drills that we really are going to continue to lift. Those are the most common injury ones, which we're in deadlift, which is attaching that low back that we talked about. But from an in-season perspective, the biggest thing that we can do is make sure that you stay on a consistent plan. There's a couple of injuries that may come up that are preventable. I think we were talking about some golfer's elbow the other day. What are some of the at-home remedies you like to use if you see some of that come up?
Number one is we got to take a look at how many swings you're doing compared to how many swings you were doing all winter or all off season, right? So if we have been doing no swinging at all off season, and then all of a sudden we're playing 4 days a week, that's a huge spike.
That's a lot of volume.
Your elbow's probably going to get cranky, your shoulder's probably going to get cranky, so we want to look at that, number one. Number two is we want to make sure we're doing plenty of our self-care and our recovery strategies, right? So after our rounds, we're taking a little time to cool down. If you like to, hop down on the foam roller, stretch a little bit, keep the body loose and keep the body moving.
Little lacrosse ball
and some tight muscles is always nice just to treat after the fact. But the biggest thing is going to be keeping the training going like you've been talking about.
Yeah, so we have a website, we have our pre-round routine that we like to put on the website is on trainrps.com or also on our YouTube channel. However, one of the things that we like to work on with our higher level players is there's no reason to guess. If there's an exact warm-up routine that trains your exact needs, we should figure it out. And the way we figure it out is in these early practice rounds when you're probably still wearing your wet shoes because it's going to be wet out there in the spring. If you guys have any other questions, you can find us at trainrps.com or at, Tim Golfstrong? Tim Golfstrong and Coach Kevin Duffy on Instagram. Keep tuned.